Get out there and be active. I mean, we can't send all of our kids to therapists, you know, and also, you know, it's like there's too much talking going on in this culture and not enough acting.
I fucking love that. I just want to like take that clip. Just that's the episode. There's too much talking. I know where you're going with it. It's so true. Sorry, continue.
No. But sometimes you just got to get off your ass and you got to act. You got to do things in this world, and that's the best therapy in the world.
Yeah.
You know. So I make the analogy in my book and in some of my talks that I see the power and the life out there in our work world as a game. Mm-hmm. It is a power game, and I frame it that way. And you're maneuvering. You're constantly maneuvering. It's this fluid game that you're playing where the parameters nobody really sets. The rules aren't very clear cut, but there are certain laws of power that you can operate to get ahead. It's the most amazing game you could ever play, and you should enjoy it and you should have fun. Well, you know, let's start talking about things like that like life is a game. Get out there and be active. You know, when it comes to dating, stop all this bullshit with your phone. Yes. Go out to bars, go to supermarkets, learn how to pick up on women, learn how to get over your fears and actually interact with them. So start acting and stop talking and stop over-analyzing things, but actually act in the world. That's, to me, the greatest therapy in the world.
I as someone who, for better or worse, kind of operates within the self-help industry, this is my personal pet peeve. It's the thing that drives me insane is there's so much emphasis put on awareness. Like, let's be aware of our problems. Let's be aware of our emotional issues. Let's be aware of our mental health problem. You know, and it's people treat that as an end of it in itself. Like, well, the fact that we're sitting around talking about our trauma and our baggage, you know, we're doing the work. They even call it that, doing the work. And I'm with you. I'm like, okay, that's great. We can talk until we're blue in the face, but until you actually go and behave differently, until your behavior has shifted in some tangible way, what is it? What does it matter? What are we doing?
Well, I don't know if I can remember it exactly right, because it's about a chapter I was writing just a few months ago and I've already forgotten it. But there was a psychologist professor at UCLA named Schwartz. I forget his first name. His study was OCD, right? And this is back in the 80s when people were first calling it a syndrome. And so much of the therapy was a talking therapy, right? And giving them these certain ideas about, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. He came up with these action strategies. He literally had you go out and do things that were your biggest fear. Yeah. Because OCD is all about fear, right? So if you're afraid of germs, go out and rub your hand in some dirt or whatever. He had them do this over time. He took brain scans, and their brains were literally changing. The brain was rewiring itself through these action strategies. Yeah. So when you take action, your brain changes, it adapts. That's how the human brain is. But if you're always internal, if you're just talking about things, none of that stuff is going on because it's not how our brains are wired.
Yeah. And I feel like the danger in it is that it can, like, let's say you and I have a very profound conversation. It gives you the illusion that something has changed.
Yeah.
Even though we're still sitting in the same damn couch.
Yeah.
Doing the exact same thing we were doing 30 minutes ago, right? And so I see that all the time, that so much of this industry is just built around giving people the sensation of having a change happen without any necessary behavior shifting.
I'm going through something similar to you, like questioning and wondering about the self-help thing and whether I'm just part of that problem as well, whether I'm just a bunch of words. But I think that at least I know that my approach is to give people maps on how to act.
Yeah.
And I'm very much against over-analyzing and talking things to death.
Yeah. And it's talking is necessary, but not sufficient.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
let's go over the
not sufficient.
Talking is necessary but not sufficient. Everything is said in these last words. So, as you might not know, and as he just proved, Robert Greene is just like anybody on the self-help industry, just giving you stuff to overanalyze. The maps he is talking about, his laws of human nature, his power rules, are just things that you are going to be overthinking about every time you're interacting with people, every time you're in your business, every time you're doing anything, instead of actually living spontaneously, like an animal, like a kid. We are animals that were domesticated by putting ourselves in a society. If we go back to our roots, meaning we follow our senses, eat what we find tasty, raw, as in meat from healthy animals, especially fatty, especially red, pinkish. Eating eggs once in a while if we find them. Eating fruit and honey in the autumn when it is naturally occurring. Eating dairy when we're babies. I mean, none of this self-help, all industry would exist. People who overthink, and I'm talking from personal experience, are just trying to cope with their lack of feeling well enough within themselves, comfortable in their own skin. Robert himself was constantly being devaluated by everybody who was surrounding him, his own words more or less, until he published the book and he became a bestseller. All of a sudden everybody wants to hear him. You look at his hair, you look at his skin, you look at the way he talks, he doesn't look healthy. So naturally our instinct is not to want to respect the words, the knowledge behind someone who is presented that way. You are not valuing my words as much as if I was a 10 out of 10, highly well-built, well-defined jaw, taller, more pronounced cheekbones, etc. Because naturally, thankfully, our unconscious partially surpasses our conscious, making we judge people who are natural losers. All of these guys, this guy wrote also a highly successful book. All of them just represent, by publishing those, the fact that they are not well in their own skin. Thus, they ponder these sort of questions, like a religious person ponders theoretical beliefs. Our brains are wired, yeah, and it's feel like the danger.
In it is that it can, like, let's say you and I have a very profound conversation.
That's it. We are just wasting our times in conversations, words, whatnot. Oh, if you do this self-help book, if you read this, if you do this mantra, if you do this meditation, if you start praying, if you do some journaling, then you will feel well, then you will be happy, then you will accomplish your life. Not really. I mean, everybody worships only one thing: feeling well within their own skin. It's the only thing that everybody is chasing after. When you're chasing after money, the only thing you want is to finally feel well within your skin. When you're chasing after women, you're just trying to chase after finally feeling better in your own skin. When you're chasing after having a couple of kids, a family, a great career, a successful one, as in people praise you and give you awards, you're just chasing after finally feeling good in your own skin. But none of those will ever give it to you. Why? And you have people like, for example, one of many, Jim Carrey. I mean, the guy even told us, I achieved all of my dreams, and it led me to realize that it was not there that I found my fulfillment. Because what we feel as people that we think we are is literally just a vessel, a spokesperson. We are just being a spokesperson for our gut microbiome. The gut buddies are expressing their contentment or uncontentment through our face, facial expression, the tone of our voice, the quality of our skin, etc. Thus, all that any human needs to do to finally accomplish their only goal in life of feeling great within their skin is to fix the main issue, the root cause, making the gut content. How do you make the gut content? By eating natural foods in their natural raw state. That's all you need. I did 3 years of self-help. I had a colleague who went to all over the world, Tony Robbins, this guy, that other guy, how do you say, neuro-linguistic, whatever, programming, all of these things. He tried the best of the best. And then he told me, you know what? This guy is the best one I've found so far. And I was 3 years in the best one he found so far. And what I found was, it helps. Self-help, as in inner work, pondering, reflecting, helps whatever situation you're in. But the only fix for you to be in a healthy baseline, one in which you're satisfied enough and from which you can further improve your little nooks and crannies, your little details, is diet. When I was a raw vegan and I was very policing of me, I was doing religiously the whole foods plant-based diet with the daily dozen in mind. I had all of these little plant categories. Even the fungi was added to make sure I had all of this variety, which, I mean, we look at cows, they eat variety? We look at those eucalyptus eating koalas, are they eating variety? Do wild cats eat variety? I don't see none of them having the option for variety, choosing it. There you have it. You don't need none of these guys. You don't need Huberman, you don't need Goggins. I mean, for sure that one you should stop listening to him unless you want some motivation on who not to be. Yeah, you can stop listening to literally everybody. Just do a great diet, natural, healthy animals. I mean, you can go for ruminants, even if they're not wild fed, they'll still be very healthy. I eat ground beef, half frozen, every single day, and mineral water from a spring. That's my diet. I have all of my symptoms in remission, and doctors used to tell me I had to take a couple of pills till the end of my life just to be functional. I hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.